What's going on, everybody? Jaden Rye here with Team Lone Star Discs, Hooligan Disc, and the Disc Barn. And today, MX Disc Golf is bringing you a lead card production of the Trophy Club Open in Trophy Club, Texas.
No, this isn't a regular lead card. This is only Jaden playing. So I hope you guys enjoy. This is starting on round one, hole one. What are you throwing here?
So here on hole one, we got a 347-foot par 3 with the double mando, and I'm just going nice, easy Founders Ranger.
Ooh, nice putt.
Yeah, just right side or right inside circle, and so that's a nice one to start off the round. And so here on hole two, we got a 382-foot par 3 uphill into the headwind. And I'm ripping on a Hooligan Disc to eat. Just leaving me outside circle. We got around like 40-ish feet, and just lob that sucker up there.
Wow, that was so floaty.
Yeah, and I've started messing around with more of like the floaty putts from the longer range. That way, if I miss, I'm not flying too far past. And
I
so,
understand that.
hole 3, we did miss the drive, but did not miss the birdie putt. That one felt good. And so now I'm 3 down through 3, feeling really good. You always like starting a tournament 3 down through 3, and not on necessarily the easiest holes either. So here I'm going with my Alpha harpoon, just a nice easy forehand turnover. And I believe this leads me to about like 20 feet or so. So as you can see in the background, Luke Sampson is in pants and just a nice, easy, light Under Armour.
It's like 20 degrees, by the way.
Yeah, 20, 25 degrees. Luckily, there's no wind, and I'm over here in like thermals underneath my pants and sweatshirt and the beanie.
Wow.
So, but feeling good. 4 through 4 to start. I honestly thought I paired that line too here on hole 5, but just off clipped the one tree that I needed to miss, and if I missed that, I think I was skipping up near circle 1. So here I'm just going with the same Alpha harpoon that I threw on hole 4, just nice and easy. Not trying to get too greedy with it. I realized I'm 4 down through 4, and I was just like, all right, take the par, move on, forget about the 18 under. But no, feeling good. 4 down through 5, and headed into hole 6. Got a nice, easy 260-foot par 3 here, and this one just kind of slowly got away from me. I probably early released it and missed my gap about 5 feet, but that thing ended up a little bit short, and so I wanted to give it a little bit of a run with my penny putter, which is the disc that I'm really liking from like deep outside circle 2. But I was still able to knock in the par putt, so still feeling good. 4 down through 6, head on to hole 7.
Good work so far, man.
Yeah, at this point I'm feeling really good, and so I step up to this tee shot, and I've laced it in my practice rounds and then the flexes the day before, and I just completely missed this line. I pulled it over, missed the angle out of my hand, and unfortunately was left in a tricky position. I had a small gap to try and throw through, and I barely missed, so I'm left with this to save my par. And it never swings, and so unfortunately I'll be tapping out a bogey. So we drop it back down to 3 down, and this one's a fun one. Hole 8, this is not the traditional line. You can kind of see this gap here to the left with the green grass. That is the inside gap, the aggressive line, and that's what a lot of people take. Oh, and that one hurt.
Man.
It is a very risk-reward play going that hyzer, and I put myself in a good position to get the birdie, and it hit the inside rim of the basket and bounced out. And so I really wanted that one, especially after
That one looked like it was going to stay in.
Oh, I wanted it, especially after the bogey on hole 7. So, but we move on to hole 9. Nearly 600 feet. I am trying to go to the right of that tree, and so I kind of missed my line, but got lucky and got out there. And so I was able to get past the tree line to get a comfortable enough approach in with my glow walker here. So left myself with a little bit of meat left on the bone, but putter's still feeling hot.
That looked like it was going to be parked.
Yeah, I thought it was parked just, the 200 feet away that I was, and I get up there and I'm 25, 30 feet. So, but here we are on the back 9. Still feeling really good. I'm ripping on this Hooligan Disc Heat on a 435-foot par 3. And best drive of the group. And I'm feeling really good. Putter's feeling good. And just the headwind got to me. It kept it up the whole time. So first little blemish on the putting green for me. But again, still feeling really good. And moving on to hole 11. This one is a very tricky 330-foot, 327-foot par 3, but I hit this line perfectly with my Bravo tombstone and basically could not have thrown it better. So
Nice.
to get a drive even remotely close to the basket, and especially up on the hill like I was, very nice. And so
That green is very, very tricky.
yeah, that was a very nice birdie to pick up there. And here I'm just ripping on my Glow Dos X, which is my favorite disc in my bag. But that one just kind of got away from me. I think there was a little bit of headwind coming through that gap that I didn't feel. But just a nice, easy armadillo approach. Just tap in the easy par and move on. So moving on to hole 13, just a nice, easy shorty. Downhill, so it can get away from you, and the ground is very, very fast. So I'm just ripping on my Victor harpoon here, and just leaves me with 15 feet. So see if I can knock in another birdie.
Ready? I had to pick up a stroke on the car.
Yeah, that one. Probably the shortest hole in the course, I assume.
Yes, absolutely. Shortest hole, and so it's one you definitely want to get. But like I said, with it being downhill and the ground being really fast, it can definitely get away from you.
Yeah.
Ripping on my Bravo tombstone here. And
A lot of these holes seem pretty short but tricky.
Yes, and that is the thing about Trophy Club is there's nothing that's super long, but it's very technical, and so you can get off the fairway and those strokes can eat you up real quick.
Sure.
So, but here on hole 15, we got a 250-foot uphill par 3. We're just ripping on my Glow Walker. Put me right to 20, 25 feet.
No.
Just wait.
So how are you feeling at this point? Are you nervous?
Yeah, at this point, I'm like, dude, come on. My putter was feeling so good the entire round. I end up making my bogey putt from the exact same place I started for my birdie putt. So that one was a little unfortunate, and I really don't know what the heck happened there. I took my time on it. It kind of stuck to my hand a little bit, and I pulled it. And so that one was kind of annoying. But, you just kind of got to shake it off and move on. So hole 16 is just kind of 350-foot forehand. But I torqued over on it a little bit, and the headwind kind of kept it over. I wanted this one to go in because there was I can't remember the song, but there was a song playing in the background, and it was like on the beat drop. And so I was like, oh, come on, this would be sick. But still feeling really good. I had 2 bogeys on the round as of now. One actual bogey and one little missed opportunity to, get 2 more strokes.
Did
but
you just throw a grenade there?
I did. So my forehand did not get exactly where I wanted to, but I was left with a wide open sky fairway, or fairway in the sky, and so I was able to throw a grenade to get up there for a birdie on 17. So here we're on hole 18, and I put this sucker to 20, 25 feet, and this is my birdie putt to finish out the round, and I believe this is my birdie putt to get me to 8 down. Boom.
Nice. Do you have any idea of where you're sitting at this point, or are you waiting until you...
I did. Normally I don't check scores, but Emerson ended up showing me earlier in the round, and so I was able to kind of realize kind of where I was at, and so that's that little clip right there. I saw that I had a 2-stroke lead. I just shot at 8 down, and the next closest was Emerson right behind me at 6. So I'm feeling really good. So we're jumping right into round 2. And so round 2, the baskets are moved back into the gold position, so everything's a little bit harder. So this one is a very tricky par 3, 454 feet. I threw basically a perfect safe drive. Tried to give it a little bit of a bid, so sometimes the people who like to go aggressive kind of go flex shot over the road. But I had a 2-stroke lead going into this, and I just wanted to play safe. So I threw my Bravo Dos X right down the middle, get myself a little bit of a bid. So hole 2, I'm going roller with my Bravo curl here. Funny thing is I literally grabbed this disc out of my truck seconds before the round because I threw one of my other curls on this hole in practice and lost it. Like somebody picked it up or something beforehand, and so I didn't have the disc that I piered the line with.
Wow.
And so I just grabbed it out of the car. And
that was the first try, basically.
First throw with that disc
Yeah.
In a round. I had thrown it 2 or 3 times in a field, but it did the job. So easy birdie on hole 2. So I'm starting 1 under through 2. And so this basket's just pushed a little bit further back as well. So this is the tee shot we missed round 1, but that one felt very good to hit.
He tried to hold it.
This boy,
It was a squeaker.
he's talking to me because he farted on the tee behind me as I was about to start running up, and I was like, "Did I hear that right?" And so I'm asking him about that. But it was before I started my run up, so I was able to kind of get the composure and keep it together before I ended up throwing. But
That's hilarious.
this is my tee shot on hole 3, and it's pretty tricky. I didn't realize like how small the gap was, and so my harpoon really did end up getting all the way up there. And so I'm starting off par birdie, 2 down, still feeling really good, and just kind of basically leading the charge. At this point, I think I've got 4 strokes over Emerson, if I can remember right, because he bogeyed the first and parred that one. So I'm feeling really good, and at this point I just got to play smooth, play smart, and just play my game. So hole 4 is the same, so I'm just going to my alpha harpoon again. Just nice, easy turnover, take the early trees out of play, and put it to 10 feet, 12 feet, tap in another birdie. So again, at this point, I'm feeling really good. I got another stroke on Emerson. So at this point, I don't know who is closest to me, but what it ends up coming down to is me and Emerson late in the round. And so I've got 5 strokes on him right now, which feels amazing. So
Nice. Very cool.
yeah, and this is me cleaning off the tee pad. It's very sandy, and I've slipped on this one a few times in practice. So I made sure to clean this one off properly in both tournament rounds. So.
Seems appropriate for sure.
Absolutely. This is the hole that got me in the first round. Just barely clipped on the last tree. And so throwing the same Alpha Chupacabra, missed the tree, and skipped right up into circle 1. That one felt good.
Yeah, that was a very nice chupacabra move.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite overstable fairways. 9-speed, and that thing is very reliable in the wind and the calm conditions. So I'm loving that thing. So. But yeah,
Made up for the mistake on the first round.
absolutely.
Picked
So
up the birdie. Nice.
I'm 4 down through 5 again. So I'm loving it. We got hole 6 here, and this one I just kind of push it a little straight, and it fights through a little bit, but that one just kind of stuck to my hand a little bit, and so I don't really have a birdie look or anything, but I'm just, again, I realize my situation I'm in, and so I kind of give it a little soft bid with the penny putter, but something that's not going to go too far. So another par, and 4 down through 6, and so now I'm on to hole 7. This is the one that got me in the first round. Actually got me. Hole 5, I was able to still get an easy par, but this one I bogeyed. So I made a little disc switch, and I barely missed my angle here, but still connected on I'm still in the fairway. The other one I ended up kicking off the fairway, so just got a nice, easy alpha harpoon approach here. I thought that was perfect. I thought I missed the tree, and so I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate.
And so now I've got like this 45-foot straddle putt, and if you know me, I'm still working on the straddle putts. My regular staggered putts feel amazing. And so this one felt amazing to hit.
Nice fist pump in the air.
I knew it as soon as the disc left my hand, and so that one felt amazing. Saved my par to not let that hole get me to not let that hole get me both rounds. So, hole 8, here's a little better look at the gap that I'm throwing through. So this is my Bravo Warbird that I'm throwing up high, and I'm just very happy to have hit this gap both rounds because I hit it in practice every single time I threw it, and so to hit it when it matters in the round 2 for 2 is nice. And so it's still a tricky hole, and my shots end up a little bit short, but it takes, if you hit the gap initially, it kind of takes the bogey out of play, and so that's why I felt confident going with it. And so I'm not mad with the par here. I did want the birdie the first round after that brutal spit out, but hey, I'm gonna take it. So moving on to hole 9. This one is the exact same. So
This one, they moved it slightly closer, no?
no, I don't think so. It's in the same elevated position. I did catch the feet change. But
Yeah, it
no,
was-
this one's in the same
It
same
was
position. So.
on the PDGA side, they switched the feed for the second round. I also noticed that it was the same, but I was like, maybe they played from a different keypad
Yeah.
and you can't tell from the camera or something.
Yeah, no, it's the exact same. And so
Okay.
this one, I don't know. This one got me. I just threw the disc a little bit too high. And so I clipped one of the branches that you're wanting to kind of, fly under, just in that big tree that's in the middle of the fairway. And so I clipped one, shot to the left side. So I've got a very tricky lie in the thorns. I've got to miss this kind of branch sticking out of high. And so I threw my flippy alpha yeet. And I thought that thing was going to kind of come back, just not having too much snap and too much power on it. But it ended up getting up there, past the basket actually. And so I wanted to give it a soft bid and not run too far past it. So I unfortunately do get a par here, but I'm not too worried. I started off the front nine pretty solid. And so I'm more than happy with this. So
We missed your whole 10's footage, but
that's
we
fine.
got the birdie there.
Yeah, we did. So that one, the basket was pushed a little bit further back, and it was a par 4. So I was able to snag that birdie. And so this one, I gave it another little fist pump in the air because I thought I hit the gap perfectly. So maybe I should have waited until after I got past the last trees. But at this point, again, I know my situation I'm in, and so I just nice easy layup. I don't want to mess with this green at all because this is a very, very tricky green. And even this putt is not easy.
I was gonna say
uphill.
might have been a little short of a layup, but not for you.
Yeah, it definitely. I had to think about it a little bit, and I would have liked to get the layup closer, but there were a few roots kind of closer to the basket, so I didn't want to mess with it too much. So, but here on hole 12, this one got pushed back, and is now a par 4 instead of a par 3. I went with my same glow Dos Ex from the first round, trying to adjust on the angle, and I did a little bit, but there was still kind of like that wind coming through that tunnel that I didn't really feel, and so I kind of flipped it over, but I was still in a good spot, and so this is my birdie look on hole 12.
I think this is a very tricky pin in hole in general.
For sure,
yeah,
for sure, because
the
you
gold
don't
layout,
want to skip off the fairway left or right, because that's when
Yeah.
this hole gets very tricky,
Yeah.
and so that's why I like throwing that 8-speed. That's why I like throwing the 8-speed because it doesn't move left or right
Yeah,
too much, and plus when it finishes, it's not going to get a big skip off the fairway. So hole 13, unfortunately, I do throw it a little bit high, miss my line, and kind of I didn't want to give this one too much of a bid because again, at this point it's me and Emerson, and so both of us were pretty far from the basket, and so I wanted to give it a soft bid but not fly past, and I just got a little scared. So I do take a par on 13. I'm reaching back to the Bravo Tombstone here on 14. So this one's the exact same. And so nice, another little fist pump. Game's feeling really good. So the Bravo Tombstone did tombstone into the ground right here.
It sure did.
Right outside circle. So, right inside circle. So I was able to knock that one in. And at this point, I'm feeling really good. I don't know exactly what my lead is right now, but still feeling good. And I've got these next few holes coming up, and I've been playing them pretty well the past few days. So
you held the lead the whole time?
correct. Yes, I never lost it. And this one was a good catch. I will say that. I had that tree kind of right in front of me to the right, and so it kind of kept me from following through the whole way. And after 3 putting, just completely errant putts the first round, that one felt good. So the basket kind of gave me some love there. So this one I did end up pushing a little long, but I still have kind of like a edge of circle, probably barely inside, maybe barely
I
outside.
can see those pumped up
Yep.
nerves a little bit there. That's
Yep.
cool.
Feeling good. This one, I pulled it a little bit right. Not too worried about it. It was kind of tricky lie. I had a bunch of sticks poking me in the back. But was able to knock in the
No
par
harm.
putt. So, yeah, no harm done there. And I want to say at this point, I might have a 2-stroke lead or a 3-stroke lead.
Okay.
I want to say it's 2. So, no, I believe it is. No, it is 2 at this point because of what happens here. So, I'm throwing the alpha yeet here, and I missed the tree that I connected on in the first round and skipped to the right side, and so I've got a very easy open approach, and so I'm just throwing my Victor 2 harpoon here. This is one of my go-to discs for forehand approach shots because just it doesn't skip that much. And so that fist pump was because I'm parked for birdie and Emerson's got a tricky putt around the tree for his birdie. And so I end up taking another stroke on him here.
Nice.
And so going into hole 18, I've got a 3-stroke lead. He pretty much parks it, and then I do this. But luckily I didn't go in the water, and so I'm throwing from this side. You can see the basket there in the background. This one did get pushed back, and so I'm going with my glow harpoon here and just absolutely hit it perfectly and put it to about 15, 20 feet.
Yeah, talk about that feeling when you realize that you just parked that last shot. You don't really have to putt.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it there with those fist pumps. It felt amazing, and at this point, all I needed was to not double bogey, because Emerson nailed his long birdie putt, and so no matter what, I can lay this one up and win. But everybody else is already tapped out, and I believe I'm 8 down right now, 9 down, and so that is to tie the hot round again. So Emerson and I both shot 9 down this final round. And so I was able to walk away with a 2-stroke win here, which is very nice because my goal at the beginning of the year, I posted about it on my Instagram and everything, just kind of what I was looking forward to in 2022. And my goal was to get 3 B-tier wins, and I got 2 B-tier wins in the last 3 weeks of the season, which got me up to 3 B-tier wins.
Nice.
So it was awesome. It was awesome. So I had a lot of fun out here, especially switching everything over to Lone Star now. I'll be representing them in 2023. And so playing with the full Lone Star bag now, I finally am starting to figure out my putters, and I'm loving it. And so, yeah, it's going really good. So I appreciate you having me out here and doing this commentary.
Thank you, Jaden. Yeah. We'll see you soon, man.
Absolutely.